Welcome to channel AMAC, your insight to the Australian visa system. Good day everyone, my name is Carl Young, your online YouTube visa consultant. Are you interested in migrate to Australia? Why don't you consider to subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell on the side so once all the updates and news, you'll be the first one getting all the insight. Alright, just a few days to go until the 2025 Australian general elections. So there has been finally some talks in regards to the migration planning level that's being coined with ideas from the Liberal National Party, where they wanted to cut further for the migration quota, which is not a good sign because there has already been a lot of Australians, employees, losing their jobs due to the so-called cap on international students. So are they still using that to actually blame on the housing crisis, which is false, it's not correct? However, the Liberal National Party, especially led by the Mr. Peter Dutton, will continually to strikes on their firming initiative to actually cut further on migration. I don't think that will actually have a positive effect for the election. Whether they use this to purposely just to lose the election, I'm not too sure. I see there's no advantage to actually, taking this into a winning positions, especially that the Liberal is actually on the, they're not leading on the poll. Anyway, let's have a look at this news and then we'll talk about that. Now, bear in mind, this idea, the proposed idea on the migration quota and cuts, is proposed by the current opposition, not the current government. Well, only if the opposition party, that's the Liberal National Party or the coalition, wins the elections, I'm not too sure if they will actually enforce to do it, because if they do it, these cuts will actually have a very, very negative effect on the actual economy of Australia, especially with the current global economic climate, that there's a major contest between the nation of the United States and China. That's gonna cause a huge issue on the economics of the Australia. So anyway, let's have a look at this news. So Peter Dutton actually said something over the weekend in regards the family visa quota will remains. Now they have been questioned again by the SBS and news media out there, whether what about the skill migration? Are they going to do anything? So if you're not going to cut any family related visa categories, what about the skill migration? Because skill migration connects to the economy straight away, and that's closely connected to the international education market as well, which is the fourth largest exports, that means income, for Australia. Fourth. The first three are all the minerals, iron ores, coals, and all the other. Now that's heavily rely on the exporting to China. Now China's economy is not looking good. Will they still require that many of mineral from Australia anymore? Well, the answer should be straight away no. They will still need it, but not as much as before. Now the fourth largest export and the income is coming from international education for the entire Australia. Now if they wanted to cut furthermore, I'm not too sure how the country of Australia will survive that. So anyway, that's what they're trying to say, cut the permanent migration. So opposition leaders said that's further cut from the current planning of 185,000 down to 140,000. So there's going to be 45,000 places to be cut, and these 45,000 will not come from family related visa, because they have confirmed gonna come from the parent visa, and they also confirmed not gonna come from the partner visa. Well, pretty obvious, because the parent visa and the partner visa were related to someone who are Australian citizen and who has the vote. See, interestingly, how the Liberal Party people think about this. Now, it's pretty obvious. So they want to kill the skilled migrants and international students because they don't have the votes. So whether or not this is going to be a straight lie, where Peter Dutton had actually called Anthony Albanese over the, I think 2 days ago on the debates from Channel 9. He basically called Anthony Albanese a liar. Well, that's what he said. You can check that out. But this plan, I think this is a total lie, because if you want to cut 45,000 straight from skill migration category, that is going to be catastrophic, destroying a lot of things. First of all, economy, and secondly, the international education market, which is again, that's the 4th largest export market for Australia. Anyway, you may want to Google this news article to have a well, not much of detail provided here. They wanted to reduce foreign students for at least, that's what they say, at least, so they'll probably reduce more, 30,000. 30,000. Not too sure how that would actually work. Okay, and 45,000 places on the skill market. They didn't tell us whether it's going to be from 189 or 190 or 491. Perhaps cutting all the state nomination out. Perhaps that's what they're trying to say. I don't think they will touch employment sponsor, because that's the primary driver for the economy. So employer sponsor usually connects straight to the Australian business owner who wanted to employ skilled migrants. So if not going to be that, they will cut somewhere else. So let's have a look at that, the migration planning level here. So if we again just refer to the 2024 and 25, so family down here, they're not going to touch it. Well, they don't dare to touch it, because these people have votes. So what they're going to do is they're going to target 45,000 on the employment sponsor, skill independent regional state nomination, or obviously the BIP, business innovation investment, is already gone. So if they wanted to cut distinguished talent and global talent, which I don't think so, because first of all, it's a minor. There's only 4,300 here. They're going to cut 45,000. So 45,000 likely to come from this part. All right. Now, 45, if they cut completely from employment sponsor, that's not even enough. That's 44,000 up there. So they're going to cut, I believe they will cut enormously the regional ones. I think that's what they're going to do. Okay. But if they cut the regional one, we got to remember the opposition, the coalition, is the joint parties from Liberal Party and National Party. Now, National Party, they are all coming from regional Australia. So are they going to cut regional? Or the skill migrant on regional? I'm not too sure if they already have a good talks to the National Party leaders. So if they're not going to cut regional, because regional are mainly consist of all the National Party people, then are they going to cut, look, skill independent, that's only 16,900 places. That's not even enough. So somehow they will definitely cut into the regional, which is going to hurt regional Australia and hurt the National Party. So I'm not too sure how they came out with this idea. Again, the population-wise, today, 2025 for Australia, 27 million, compared to 10 years back. That's 2017 or 2016. There's a big change on populations. If they want to go back to those planning level that's set more than 10 years back, that's not gonna work. Not gonna work. So I'm just doing the pure calculation here. Now, next, I wanted to show you, this is the fact already. You can find this out. UTS and the Western Sydney University, they are all looking to cut their employees. They're gonna fire more employees now. This is already on the news. So if they want to further cut more international students, how many employees will be affected from the international education sector? That's going to be a lot of Australians. All right. Are they going to continue to support Liberal National, the coalition? I'm not too sure they will, because they're going to lose job. All right. So, well, coming back to the elections, does Peter Dutton really have intention to actually win this election? I have a real doubt on this. I think he coined all these ideas and proposed all these ideas intent to not to win. I think that's his intention. Well, you may argue why will somebody not wanting to win as they are a politician. I think he's just not dare to actually face the current global climate, looking into Trump's dealing with Trump and dealing with Xi Jinping from China. Anyway, what is your thoughts? You may leave a comment right down below, and I'll see you next video. Goodbye.